3 women were locked in a dark room by an old lady. She wanted them to marry her 3 grandsons, but when the women were first captured, none of them were willing to make them stay and start a life with her grandsons. The old lady only gave them 2 boiled corn cobs a day. After a few days, all 3 were starving. Nini, who used to be a spoiled rich girl, had never suffered like this. The 3 of them were college best friends. They'd planned a graduation trip camping on a tropical island and taking photos. They even brought their boyfriends along for safety. But the old lady who offered to drive them tricked them and stranded them on a deserted island, then took control of them. Nini was terrified of going hungry. She begged the old woman for something to eat, said she'd do anything she asked. The old lady was thrilled. She opened the door and led Nini to one of her grandson's rooms, and the moment the door shut, a masked man walked in. He was clearly excited to see Nini, and the old woman standing outside the door listened to the sounds from the room with a satisfied smile. Back in the basement, the other 2 girls were heartbroken. Nini had given in, and they knew it might not be long before they did too. When Nini came back, she was finally fed a full meal. Once she'd eaten her fill, the old lady locked her back in the basement, but gave her a basket of buns. The other 2 thought Nini had brought them food, but Nini clutched the basket tightly, saying she'd traded her body for it, and if they wanted food, they should do the same, seeing how selfish she'd become. The other girls felt even more hopeless. The next morning, Lily, one of the girls, collapsed with stomach pain and a fever. The old lady checked on her and said if she agreed to marry a grandson, she'd treat her illness. With no choice and desperate to survive, Lily agreed, so the old lady let her out. But the moment Lily saw the man's face beneath the mask, she was horrified. Still, the man was deaf and mute, so she used hand signs, telling him she was in too much pain, and asked for medicine before they slept together. When the man left the room, she began inspecting it. Soon she noticed a small window in the bathroom, old and falling apart. The screws were loose. She started twisting them off by hand. Even though her fingers were swollen and bleeding, she didn't stop. Once she got the window free, she didn't escape right away. Instead, she put it back in place. Soon, the man returned with food. When Lily got back to the basement, she immediately told the other 2 there was a possible way out through the bathroom window. They quickly came up with a plan. The next morning, when the old lady went to the dock, they lured the deaf man to the room, using flirtation to trick him into opening the door. But the moment he stepped in, all 3 women attacked him and knocked him to the ground. Then they rushed toward the bathroom. But what they saw next shocked them. Lying on the bed outside was another man, this one severely disabled.